Hey everybody, another game roulette today. Today we're playing Game Dev Tycoon, and I've actually already recorded this once, and something went horribly wrong with my recording, as you will see here. So yeah, we're re-recording, and I'm going to try to recover everything I mentioned and went over again, hopefully better the second time around. I am going to click to continue, and because I've already done it a little bit here, I'm going to be in a game that I've already started. We're just going to go back to the start by doing a new game. We're going to skip tutorials because I have played this game to an extent of up to, I think, about 13 years or so. I keep going bankrupt though because I keep making poor decisions in the game. Skip tutorial, thank you. Welcome to Game Dev Tycoon. In this business simulation, you have been transported back in time to start your very own game development company right at the beginning of the PC revolution. In the next 30 years, you can build your dream company, create the best-selling games, and gain fans to become the leader of the market. Whew, reading. Okay, before you can start your adventure, you have to give your upcoming company a name. And I'm going to use the same name I've been using, Zagtech, and my name, Zagrom. Now, I will need to note that this game is similar, very similar to another game that was developed for phone operating systems called Game Dev Story. If you've played that, this is very, very similar except for the PC, which can be good and bad. We're going to go with the plain brown shirt there, and we're going to use this save. See, here's the one where I've gotten 13 years. I think I end up going bankrupt in this one, so we'll click on this one, yes, and we'll immediately start developing a new game by left-clicking, and let's see. We will want to pick our stuff before we decide what our game name is going to be. So we're going to pick our platform, and we're back a long time ago, so this is all we got to start off with. We're going to go with PC. It's a low development cost and such. We're going to pick the game type. Let's actually pick. I'm not actually picking simulation. I was just picking something so I can get back to this. We're going to go with a military simulator. No. Let's go military strategy game, and we'll call it. Now I'm very bad with coming up with names, so give me a moment. We're going to call it Hit or Miss. Seems like a good strategy military game title, especially for our first game, because it's either going to succeed or not. Because we're new to the industry here, so we're going to hit next, and we can either pick right now text or 2D graphics. We're going to go with the 2D, even though it's a little more expensive. We can afford it, and our first game doesn't have to be a big success, but I want it to be. I want it to, well, somewhat of a success. So we're going to start putting points into our design and technology and such up here. Now we get to decide what we're actually going to put our stuff into, and being a strategy military game, I think a lot needs to go into engine, a lot needs to go into gameplay, and we don't need so much on story and quest. Now, we'll click OK, and we'll start to dish out some more points around. Luckily, oh no, there's a bug. Let's see. We don't need much dialogue, and we need good artificial intelligence and a decent level design, I think. So we have some good, nice map layouts and really good artificial intelligence, so it's not like beating a 3-year-old in checkers or something. So okay, and continue to put out points. I think last time, whenever the other recording, my first game, I got up to about, it was less than 10 on each of them, I think. So we probably don't need. We need good graphic. We probably don't need too much let's go medium-ish, a little above medium on world design, a little lower on sound, because our sound is kind of crap to begin with anyway. So we'll go low. We just have basic sound. This isn't even mono sound. This is probably like the sounds that you got like way back when your computer would just beep and it didn't even have speakers. So we'll click OK, and let's see how far we can get on this. Some more bugs. You don't have to worry too much with bugs. Whenever you get this finish, you could finish, but we're waiting for him to finish with the bugs, and while he does that, he's actually giving us a few extra points. So we'll wait a second and see if he gets anything else done here. No? Okay. So we'll finish. And our money's starting to go down. Here's our points. It's a great combo. Doing pretty good on all of our stats. We get to level all this stuff up over time, so we'll release our game, and we'll get a review report here. The first reviews of our newly released game hit or miss came in. Okay, so we got a 7, enjoyable by Star Games. That's pretty good. A 6, quirky but good from Informed Gamer. That's more average. Also 6. I like it. It's a Game Hero. And 7, their focus on graphics served this game very well. Now, this doesn't seem like a great score, but actually for the first game I've released, it's actually not bad. This may do us pretty well. So we'll close this. And oh, okay, it's going to click and start another project here, but we got a message. Zagtech, a newcomer in the game industry, has just released their first game, Hit or Miss. The game received favorable reviews. With such a good start, Zagtech are sure to gain fans quickly. Okay, now we'll go ahead and look at the research here right fast. So research, and we're going to click on new topic, and we can start researching new genres here. So we're going to pick maybe fantasy, and then we hit start research, and I'll take some of our research points which we get over time. Here's our units for sales. Hit or Miss sold 3,914 units in its first week on the market. We made it number 26 on the charts. Now that's even better than what I did last time when I was recording. I think I was up to like maybe 52 or something. I was pretty excited about that. So we'll click OK. Fans, Hit or Miss was so successful that we now have 18 fans. Awesome. I think I got maybe 12 or something last time. So we're beating what I did the last time, which is great. Now, it does need to be said that this game is the first game that this company, okay, not this company that I'm making in the game, but the people who made this game where I'm playing a guy making games in games. You know what I mean, the people who made this game that I'm playing right now, Game Dev Tycoon. This is their first game that they've released. It's only about $8. You currently can't get it on Steam, but they're working on getting it on Steam, and if you buy it now, they plan to have Steam keys in the future, and I do believe they release on Mac and Linux as well, so that is a plus. You've successfully researched the new topic fantasy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click and start developing a new game. Topic fantasy. If you can hear birds in the background, I'm sorry, I can hear it too. That is because it's very hot in this room and the window's open, and even if the window was closed, you'd still hear the bird. It is 7:19 p.m. and we're going to make this an adventure game on the platform of the PC, and we're going to call it Super Explorer Land. Okay, so we're going to click next. It doesn't really matter what you call your games, it's for your own whatevers. We're going to continue to do 2D graphics. You can make good text-based games, but I like to spend the extra money to try to get more people. Obviously, people are going to be more excited about a game that has graphics than one that is all text. Hit or Miss has achieved a company sales record with over 10,000 units sold. This is an important milestone in the history of Zagtech. Now, the first time I played the game, it took me about 3 games to get this, so it's pretty good. You can actually click and look at your game history and see how your games have done in the past, and current games are doing. This is the only game we have right now, and so far it's made us 49,000 in profits, which is good. Let's have some fans, our store, it's right here also, and its best sales rank was 26 on the charts, which isn't too bad, I don't think. Okay, so let's see, this is a fantasy adventure, so we want a lot of story and quests. We probably don't need so much on our engine, and we'll pull our gameplay down ever so slightly and focus a lot on our story and quests, because, you know, I'm really sorry about the birds. I said I was going to try to start recording more at night, but I've become massively behind. I forgot to mention that because I said it my last time I recorded, and that is, we're now doing a new recording. I'm massively behind on my recordings because I got busy recently, so I'm going to be trying to catch up a lot today. Well, this afternoon anyway. Listen, we want a lot in dialogue. A lot in, well, not so much in artificial intelligence, I don't think. This is an adventure game, not a, like an action, well, but a little bit more. And keep our level design, we want our level design really high too. We actually want our dialogue a little lower. And because it's adventure, we want the level to look real nice, so we'll click OK. We're not doing all that great, quite honestly, in our technology and design and such. We want our world design to be very high, our graphic to be good, and our sound will stay about right there, I think. Let's actually pull our graphic down a little bit, and focus a lot on the world, because, again, it's adventure. We want our world to look amazing. That's what it's all about. We want basic sounds on. We could turn this off and save 5K, but we're going to go ahead and spend the money. We're up above 100,000 right now, so we're doing pretty good. Okay. Now, it does need to be said that because this game is so similar to Game Dev Story that was for the phone system, it's kind of almost seems like a ripoff in some ways. They've expanded on the idea a lot, so there is more content and stuff to this game than there is in Game Dev Story. Although, last I checked, there were rumors about Game Dev Story 2, and I don't know if that's been released yet, or any details on it. Hit or Miss is off the market now, so we'll click OK here. We'll finish these bugs and see if we get any extra points. No, we got a lot of design, though. Not so much in technology, which is a shame. New record on that. And we are going to get our points here. Now, one of the main problems I have with this game and also Game Dev Story is the fact that they use a realistic pattern in how the game history has developed. The reason this is bad is if you know anything about game history, and I do, then you know what kinds of systems are going to succeed and which are going to fail. So basically the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and the Game Boy are all going to come out at some point. They're all named something else, obviously, but they're essentially, you can tell that that's what it is, and you can tell in history when these things are going to pop up. You know that those systems are going to succeed, and things like the original Xbox aren't. So, I mean, it's kind of, you know what not to invest in from the very start. The only people who are going to have trouble with this are people who may be like 15 or something, or people who've never kept up with game history or never played video games until recently, who don't know the history. They might have a hard time the first 1 or 2 times playing through the game, but then you learn the history, and then, you know, that was release the game. So if I could suggest something to this company, if they ever make a sequel to this game, or if they make an update to this game or something, I don't know if this game is going to be updated or not, I'm not too sure. Okay, whatever our reviews, I'll finish that sentence in a moment. We got a 7, beautiful from Star Games. We got a 7, their focus on story quests served this game very well. Informed Gamer. 6, Fantasy Adventure is a great combo from Game Hero. And 7, good game. So we got like what, a 7.75? Or yeah, that's right. Close. Let me double check my math. No, it's a 6. I don't know why I gave myself a higher score. So that's a slightly higher score than what we got last time. We'll click OK. So if I could suggest something to the people who made this game, it would be, see, here's an example right here. It would be that to make either an option or something so that you can have a randomized history, gaming history. That way you would have systems released at unexpected times that are named something that you wouldn't know that may or may not succeed. So that way you don't know what money when to invest in a system, and when you know that it's going to be a bad system, it's not going to succeed. So that way there's a little bit more trouble financing what you invest your money into. See, recent studies suggest that this thing, G64, I'm bad with names, give me a break, is steadily outselling competitors in the PC sector. Consumers prefer the lower price, greater availability, and flexible hardware configuration over other home computers. Now, see, the problem is I know for a fact, because I've played this game and I know the history, that this is going to succeed for a while, but eventually fail and go bankrupt. So I'm going to stick with PC for now. There's no reason for me to start investing in this because it's more expensive, and in the future it's not even going to exist. Experts say that this might spell the end of competing hardware manufacturers. Not true. I mean, it's one of the only game-breaking things for me in this game. It's still a fun game regardless. You still have a hard time. There's still random events that prevent you from doing well and things of that nature. Let's check if there's any... we'll do racing. So that's one thing I would suggest. The only other thing that... Oh, contract work. Hi there. Just finished Super Explorer Land, and I'm impressed by your talent. I'm in the contracting business, and we could use your skill. We could use skills like yours if you are ever short of cash. Just let me know, and I will see if I have some work for you, Jason. Okay. Another thing I would suggest, not so much, it would be just more fun, is if they added something where, okay. For example, I was developing a new game, and I picked, okay, I'm going to do racing, and it's going to be a simulation on PC, and I'm going to name it Cool Race Game. Whatever, it's a game. And maybe like on the next thing, you could, and also you could obviously pick your graphics and whatever, but also have an option where you can put in, like, details. Obviously, it probably isn't going to change the way the game... You could set it up where it changes how the game is viewed by the public, so you could be like, it's like a cartoonish type race game, so it's like Mario Kart, for example, or you're going to set it up and pretend like it's more like, I don't know, NASCAR or something, where it's more realistic, or it's supposed to be more realistic. And so depending on how you release the game, the main reason I would want this is so that whenever you get news or something about, like, it'll pop up and be like, your game isn't doing so well. It could be like, your game isn't doing so well because the public doesn't like this. And it says whatever it is that you've done, and picking your description of your game. It would just make it a little bit more interesting in how the game responds to you as to how you make your choices. And we're going to put a lot of engine and gameplay and not much story or quest. Let's actually pull back on the engine. It's a racing game. Even though it is a simulation, gameplay is very important to me. Another problem I have with this game is a lot of times I pick I set the bars to what I would think I would want. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's a racing game. I want the AI to be very smart so your racers aren't retarded. Most people would say, well, you don't need dialogue, it's a racing game, and you don't need high level. Well, I'd think, well, I want some dialogue, I want the announcer to maybe say some stuff, or something like that, so I'd set this here, even though it would probably make a better game if I did this. But, you know, I want to have an announcer and have my guys shaking their fist out their window, yelling at the guy next to him because he passed him or something. So I want some dialogue, even though it's probably not necessary for a racing game. Let's see, we need... And then, again, like, okay, well, we need high graphics, and we need good sound, the engines need to sound good, but then I think, oh, well, I want to have kind of a map where you can pick where in the world you're going to go race. So, you know, I'm going to give it a world design, even though it's probably not necessary. According to rumors, the Japanese company Ninvento is planning to launch its very own home game console. Ninvento is known for the widely successful arcade game Dinky King. Ooh, almost messed that up. Many industry experts doubt that home gaming consoles will take off, but we're eager to see what Ninvento will deliver. Now see, here's another example of what I was talking about. The game suggests what, in history, people thought console systems aren't going to succeed. But, as we know today, for a fact, they do. They do very, very well. Super Explorer Land is now off the market, sold 14,468 units, generating 101,318 in sales. That's about the best I've ever read numbers in my life. So, anything else? Nope. Nope. One more? Nope. Two more? Okay, finish. You don't want to finish too early, or you won't get your bugs done, and you won't get your little extra points. So, new record in technology, which is good. Level up. Level up. No level up. No level up. Level up. Level up. Oh, almost. Level up. Nope. And me, I level up, yay! So we'll release our game, see how well it does. I have talked a lot in this episode in a very short period of time, and I think it's because I'm recording while I'm excited to record. The first reviews of our newly released game, Cool Race Game, came in. Okay, let's see what we got. We got a 7. It's enjoyable by Star Games. I wish there would be... See, that's another thing. If you could give it a description, they could say something more descriptive about why they liked your game, even though it's just made up. They don't have to technically be stats or anything. No straight 7s? Aw. I mean, that's better, but... It wouldn't be just like, oh, beautiful. It could be like... I don't know. I can't come up with anything right now. But hopefully you get the point. It could be like, oh... because I know it's like a race game or something, and I spent a lot of time on my level design, it could be like, oh, track number 4 was beautiful. And it'd be like, oh, thank you. You know it's a race game, and you know that I spent a lot on level design or something. Just giving a little bit more detail and things like this. So we'll close that, and let's check our. That was a 7. That's our highest score yet. Let's see how well this does on its first week here. Pretty good. Now, today Nintendo has confirmed recent rumors and announced their plans to release a new home game console called the TES. Early next year, the console features cartridge-based games and uniquely designed controller. Now, like I said, all the game consoles that we know come out in this. There's the Sega, Genesis, and all that kind of stuff. There's Game Boys, PSPs. Obviously, all of them are named something else, GameCubes, but, you know, they're all in this, and they all come out at expected times based on the year, and they all have pretty much the same history as far as whether they succeed or not as real life. They get taken off the market, things like that, which kinda sucks a little bit. That's really my only major complaint with this game. Everything else I love about it. It's a very fun game to play. I just wish that you could have a randomized history where you don't know what's going to happen. You could be like, oh, the Explorer System 48 came out. Is it going to be good? I don't know. The stats look good on it, but let's invest and find out. Oh, they've gone bankrupt. So, I mean, you don't get that with this game. If you know the history, you know what to invest in. I know that this is going to be a successful system, but it's not going to be worth my time currently as a low-end developer. I'm just going to keep going on the PC until I make more money, and then I'm going to probably invest mostly into maybe the Game Boy system, and then at that point, just because of personal preference, I'll wait until PlayStation essentially comes out, because I've always liked the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. By the time PS3 and stuff come out, I'm going to be going back to the PC because that's what I prefer and that's the history I've lived off of. Anyway, that's my take on this game. It's a good game. It's $8. I suggest, if this looks interesting to you, if you've played Game Dev Story on the phone, or you're looking for a game like it on the computer, Mac or Linux as well, this is definitely a good choice. I will play more of this game if you are interested. Really not... I mean, it's just going to be more of me making games and stuff. Eventually you do get out of your garage here and you get into an actual office and you can hire people and start working for big companies, obviously made up companies. So yeah, that's real fun. I made up to about year 13 or so, and I've always gone bankrupt at some point around there. Usually before that, I got lucky to get to year 13. So if you're interested in seeing more of this game, like, favorite, send it to your friends, let me know, comments, etc. You can always subscribe for more videos like this or anything else on my channel. Again, I'm sorry for not having anything out really this week. I just fell behind because I had work to do, and I think I'm going to have a little bit more work, maybe not in the next few days, mostly because it's going to rain and it's outdoor work. So I should be able to be caught up here in the next few days, and I'll have some stuff stored back so I can make it while I'm working. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.